There's the date, guys. 26th and 27th of June. That is Commsverse 2024. This is Commsverse TV, and welcome. We're going to talk to Neat, and he's going to be doing some box openings. This is like a real YouTube channel box opening of Neat products, and we're going to find out why they want to go to Commsverse. But we've got some friends here as well. So we have Moraine. Say hi, Moraine. How you doing? Yeah, cool.
Hello.
Yeah. And
Hello.
from Neat himself, in his own special Neat t-shirt, here is Graham Welsh. How you doing, everybody?
Hello. All good? All good?
Yeah. All right. So here we are, Commsverse TV. This is our pre-event channels where we're going to sit there and talk to some of the sponsors and some of the people at the exhibition. We're going to have a laugh and a joke. We're going to find out what they're doing there. And I don't know, maybe we'll talk about one or two parties at the event, but let's find out who we are. So, Moraine, you got 30 seconds. Tell us all about you, brother.
My name is Maren. I am as well speaking at Commsverse, but I will also be doing a lot of interviews with other speakers on Commsverse TV. Are we calling it Commsverse TV? We're calling it Commsverse TV. So same thing with a bunch of these sponsors. I will be there as well, together with Anouk, together with Steve, to chat away with everyone, and we'll just make it insightful. We will make it funny. Did I mention we will make it funny? And yeah, it might be a little too much at some point, but that's fine. We'll make it happen. No worries.
And we'll try and get you better on the timing, because you only had 30 seconds, but 50 was good. 50 was good.
I know. I never
nervous,
come
folks.
to work.
He's first.
No.
And that's a great t-shirt you got on there.
I know. I got this T-shirt from one of my best friends, from my podcast buddy, Mr. Steve.
Yeah,
and it's an amazing shirt
and an amazing drink. Anouk, tell us about yourself.
Yes. So it's the same a little bit like Moraine. I will be speaking at the conference, and I will be doing the TV show together with all of you. And for the rest, just have some fun over there and meet some very nice new people.
Talking about new people, we got a new one on Commsverse TV. Graham, how are you doing?
Good afternoon from rainy North London.
North London. Okay, yes, rainy. Brussels here as well.
So yeah, I'll be at Commsverse both days, and the pre-day setting up, and also speaking, doing a community session, our MTD AMA, our monthly show, and then a sponsor session as well, all about our products at Neat.
Nice. And Max is with you, or has he wandered out again now?
He's wandered out now. Cody's over there. There's two dogs, so if you hear barking, it's not me, it's the dogs.
Okay, well, unless you can bark without moving your lips, can't you? You just, yeah. Okay, that's good. All right. Well, as I said, we got some time just to sit and chat and work out a few things. So to start off with, you guys have got such a great website. You're Neat, except for the name, neat.no.
No, Norwegian. There was a conscious decision, I think, when the company was founded four and a half years ago. Do we go for the .com? Do you pay an absolute fortune for it because it's already taken? And what they want to do is keep their Norwegian heritage. So they went for the NO name, which again, it wasn't available. They had to acquire it somehow, I think. But they wanted to keep the Norwegian heritage and the design ethos and sustainability stories and stuff that all comes out of Norway.
So does Neat mean something in Norwegian, or
no?
Okay, it's just Neat. Okay,
just Neat.
Neat.no.
Yeah, it was just a brand name idea that we were trying to create neat spaces, neat meeting rooms, neat devices, and Neat was chosen as the go-to-market name.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And their website, neat.center, and neat. I love the layout. Somebody's got pretty neat marketing stuff. So when we get on to swag a little bit later, I'm sure we're going to get some pretty interesting responses. Actually, Graham's techie, so he probably has no idea what swag's being given away at Commsverse by Neat.
Correct. I have no idea.
So it's a
do
surprise.
You ever know?
I do. I sometimes have an influence on it. Actually, 2 years ago, we had these T-shirts made for Commsverse, and we were giving them out.
And you're still wearing it?
Still wearing it. Good quality. They're still wearing. They They haven't faded, which is good.
It's not as good as Moraine's t-shirt, I have to say.
This is nice and soft, but those look pretty cool, and I might want to bother you for one at Commsverse because I think they're pretty cool.
Neat.
Let's see what swag we can bring with us.
Nice.
I found out today that Anouk doesn't like t-shirts.
Oh,
Because we were talking about we've had a few of these. All right, we were talking earlier about what swag, and I kind of landed on Anouk and said, "Hey, tell us, what is your number one swag gift?" And don't get into swag.
Really?
Really, that's
I just had a conversation last week about best swag, and I actually got a really good Yeti coffee cup holder. Not the big American weird ones, but one of the insulation things, and it is just so awesome, and I'm using it every day. So
is it the quality of the swag or the fact it was free?
It's the quality, because I've got about 15 coffee cups laying around, and I've got a Teams one, like a purple Teams one from the Teams team, which just looks amazing. But this Yeti one, I mean, this keeps my coffee hot for 14 days or whatever. I mean, that's just an amazing
I think that's
thing.
the key thing with swag is quality over quantity. If you do really good products, people use it and keep it. I remember an old partner, CEO at one of our partners when I was at a previous company, said, if you give someone a really good pen, they will keep it and use it. If you give them a ballpoint pen that falls apart after 3 minutes, it's going to go in the bin. So if you get good quality swag, merchandise, then people will keep it, use it, etc.
I'm just looking around here, and I see I've got a USB divider from a company. I know I've got socks on from a company. I mean, there's so much stuff here around. I've got one of these stress balls here
from a company. This a company really has got their marketing right.
Here.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've still not worked out what your perfect swag is then, Anouk. We're giving you some hints. I mean, these coffee cups, I've also got lots of them, but they're great flower holders. They're great pen holders.
Water bottles, good, insulated water bottles. They're really good. I just come back from vacation with the family to Disney in America, and I packed, all 4 insulated water bottles. And we had cold water all day, which was great. And they're all swag. I've never bought a water bottle.
No, I think people do it because it's healthy. Yes, we're supporting a healthy worker by giving them a water bottle. I
can't remember the last time I bought socks. Really can't remember. Yeah.
But we can tell whenever you walk past.
Yeah, that's what my lady said yesterday as well. Okay.
I have to say the best swag I have is sitting here, which is something that I picked up at one of the Ignites Moraine and I attended on the last day. If you time it just right, all the stands are clearing down, they're throwing all their swag away. And from the Azure team, I got a kind of canvas bag that rolls up all of your power cables and everything else. And I've still got it, and I've had it, must have been 4 or 5 years, and my Surface Power Pi is in it, and it's with me all the time. It's so yeah, that's the best, most useful one I've had, certainly for the longest anyway. But yes, some of those posh pens, you're not wrong. If it's a good pen, then you actually use it until the ink runs out.
Exactly. Anyone refill a pen anymore?
Well, I can't remember the last time I used a pen. I mean,
I'm using it today.
So maybe the swag, because I have my electronic pen here from the Surface. Maybe that's the next swag.
Yeah, I don't even have a pen there on my desk.
No. So don't give out pens.
Don't give out pens.
If you're going to give a pen, you need to give a notebook to match it.
You do. All right, let's talk about Neat. So obviously, sorry, that one took a while to sink in. I like that one. That's good. Let's talk about Neat. You came up with a really, really good question, Anouk.
Yes. What is the most exciting piece of technology to be released so far this year?
In the MS Teams space, I guess, in the Teams room space.
By the Neat people or by Microsoft?
By anybody. Technology. What is the technology everybody's using in MS Teams, or the best one? I mean, obviously Graham has an answer, so we don't want to get him in too early. He'll come up, you know. But I thought it was a good question. I know when I did the Barcelona thing last year, everybody was bringing in what you call your neat.center, that kind of device that sits in the middle of the table and allows you to have a camera and a microphone halfway down the room.
Yeah.
I think in terms of big change, that was an interesting one, because it basically allowed you to create that, one line of heads across the bottom of the screen, because the camera wasn't having to zoom to the back end of the room to get everybody in. So I think
Indeed.
for me, that was probably one of the big changes this year, or well, 18 months.
I think that's, again, it's ever evolving, this sort of technology. And if you look at what Microsoft product group are doing with Microsoft Teams, I was discussing this with colleagues this morning, is now, utilize, most of us bring our laptops to the meeting with us, whether we want to share content or consume content. And it's, utilizing the camera built in that's in that laptop and hiding you from the center of room, the front of room screen, so you don't see yourself twice. So I think what Microsoft are doing in the product group in terms of mixing video, I think is quite exciting, and we haven't seen it come to fruition yet. I think it's still early days, and I think that's going to be a really exciting way of doing things. That, okay, unless you've got a one of those Dell laptops with the up-nose camera, I think that's going to be terrible. But if you've got a good, built-in camera on your laptop, I think you're going to get quite a good immersive experience. Just without any extra technology in the room, just with everyone with their personal laptops or personal devices.
Yeah, the whole proximity stuff really is actually bringing in a lot of little changes that actually make a big noise. I mean, it started off just by muting you because they can tell there was more than one piece of kit. But yes, the camera stuff is going to be quite exciting. Maureen, what do you think is the biggest change in MS Teams in tech at the moment, or an app, certainly in the MS Teams room?
Well, I think the one that I'm waiting for the most, that is going to be released any day now, is the ability that when I share my screen, I can now move away that little thing in the top that says you're sharing your
banner.
screen. Oh, I am waiting for that so much, because I'm demoing like all day long, and it's so ridiculous. So I'm really waiting for that one.
And you've got all the blog posts
honest,
and video demonstrations all ready to show people how to get rid of it.
Yeah, well, soon. But the thing that I think has rolled out last year, I would just say the new Teams client, because that allows me to tenant switch so incredibly fast, and I can just it just works so much faster. It saves me
Hi,
so
Max.
much time every day. Go
Your
get
nose
it.
has heard his name now.
It's barking at fresh air.
So, Graham, so what do you think is the greatest tech that's changed? Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I think it was demoed at Enterprise Connect a few weeks ago, is the voice isolation feature. On what they're doing there, where you, again, I think it's how they've thought about the whole process of enroll your voice and enroll your face. And then that identity can be used for multiple things. One is people recognition, like we talked about cameras and everything else in the center of the room. But secondly, then also attributing your voice to your picture in speaker attribution. So that's one element. But then the other element, which I think is key, is this voice isolation piece. So again, it wouldn't be hearing Max woofing away in the background because it's solely focusing on my voice. I think for coffee shops or wherever else you might be working, I think that's a really exciting feature.
Yeah, and it's not exactly new. I know it's new to us, but I remember I was talking to somebody about this the other day. In one of the early Windows versions, it might even go back as far as 95. They had a DJ feature, so multimedia would play music, but it would be focused on your voice, so you could train your voice so that you could cut through the music to send instructions to the media player to actually play the next track or whatever you need to do. Google haven't quite got that yet. I sit in the shower not wanting to get out going, "Hey, Google," because I want to move on to the next track, but it doesn't quite hear me. But I think that's true.
I can still remember, I think 2 or 3 years ago, and Microsoft also gave that demo in Teams with the construction guy drilling away next to the other guy in the call with pretty clear voice. But yeah, I mean, we're waiting for that. I get.
Well, I think some of it's there already. The amount of times that I have my music on, and anybody that knows me and has ever been in my office, I have a lot of loud music on, subsystems under the desk and everything. I do like my
Nice.
music, and
Same here.
you panic when the call comes in and you
You're like,
answer it
"Mute quickly."
before you turn the music off,
Hmm.
but they don't even notice. You know, that stuff it isn't even
Hmm.
picked up. So I mean, a lot of it is there already, which is pretty cool. So I think it might be time to open a box, Graham, because I saw you bring some boxes in to show us some things. So maybe it's
Well,
time
actually,
to do a box open. So what did you
What's
bring
in the
in?
box?
The
What's in
first
the
one,
box?
as we talked about, is center room cameras. So,
Oh, brilliant! That was cool. I really didn't know that, but that's all right.
And you can see we've got a heritage here, designed in Oslo. So that's a
Neat.no.
new thing we put on our everything. Actually, is this still sealed? No, I think I've opened it once, have I? No, I've got to open it. Yeah, real live unboxing. Here we go. I haven't even opened it yet.
Ooh. And
Here
is
we
that
have
Graham plug and play?
unboxing a new center camera live on YouTube, especially for your.
So
Oh,
this
look at
is
that.
our new center of room camera. We have a nice QR code on there, so you can scan it and read the setup guide, which no one ever does, because we see so many videos of people installed rooms wrong and stuff, and especially on dual displays, have the wallpapers the wrong way around. It's crazy. No one reads guides. But yeah, this is the new Neat sensor. It's actually the first Android-based camera for Microsoft Teams rooms on Android. So obviously we have Windows, MTRW devices, and they have a few options for center room cameras, but this will be the first Android one certified. It actually doesn't need certification because there's no Team software on here. All the Team software is still on the bar or the board at your front of room display. That's where the certified software is. And this just talks at a neat layer between the two devices and sends the camera stream back and forth.
It's also so it can't be used on non-neat equipment, I guess. Well, that's just
correct,
a byproduct.
Yeah. Correct, yeah. So once you take all your packaging off, so the other cool thing is it can be hung from the ceiling. So we provide a pendant as well. So you can either table mount it or hang it from the ceiling. So it's a nice clear desk.
Cool. Yeah. So
are people going to steal them?
Is this made for small rooms, big rooms?
Any rooms. So the idea is it's companion. First of all, cameras. So there's 3 cameras doing. It's actually 163-degree view over each one. So there's no like. Anyone remember the round table? Back in the day. Whether you could get in the middle of the lens and you'd look funny or you'd look split in half. There's no overlap here now because the way we've done the lenses. So that's the first thing. And another design feature here, if you look at the lenses, they're not quite sticking out. And the whole idea for this was if someone does knock it over on the table, it won't damage the lens. And our designers call this the skateboard effect. You think of a skateboard, curves up at the front and the back. So
Nice.
the lenses are protected if it does fall over. So very simple PoE connection. So plug it into the network, or if you don't have PoE, you can have an optional PoE adapter. Very simple to have that. And the other benefit is, as you mentioned earlier, having microphones on the table. So there's actually 16 microphones in here now as well. So rather than using the microphones in the bar, which can be up to 30 foot, 15 meters, 10 meters, the microphones can go in the center of the table instead. So again, closer to the people around the table. And with our patented Neat symmetry, this is where we do the framing. So again, you probably would have heard of IntelliFrame from Microsoft. That's like the overarching name. And then they have Cloud IntelliFrame for, let's call it non-intelligent devices. So your traditional sort of BYOD spaces or your webcams that can segment people, and then it's processed in the cloud into individual frames. We do what we call IntelliFrame Edge, which is on the edge device itself. So we're doing the, let's call it people segmentation, and then sending that back into Teams as one stream. That's what we're doing today. And then the future plans is to take those individual streams so you could have individual streams on your Teams client. So if this guy is picking up 12 people, it could be up to 4, 12, whatever Microsoft will support on how many streams we can send them. So that's futures that Microsoft are talking about. And
can I have some questions before you go on? Because you're obviously a very good sales guy. Keep talking so nobody can interrupt me, and then I get neat into the conversations. But most people are staring at a screen in terms of looking at the other people on the meeting. So having cameras at 360 degrees, somebody's just going to get the back of their head.
So what we've done is like an algorithm in here, and this is what when you release a feature, people say, "Oh, it's a beta," and then it goes, like we do in Microsoft, it's tap, and then it goes GA, etc. What some of our engineers have said at Neat is a feature's never out of beta because we're always evolving it. Essentially, you're always making the algorithms better, the AI, you're training it, etc. So what we're doing today is the majority of people looking at whichever camera lens. So whether you're looking at the center, which is here, sort of in front of me, or I'm looking at the camera in front. So we base it on a priority decision. Today, it could change tomorrow in the next sort of release. But let's say all three of us were looking at, across each other on the table. We would then switch to the center camera. Then if, let's say, Steve, you're on the far end and you say something on the big screen, we would automatically look at the big screen, and then we switch instantly to the screen camera at the front. So it gives a nice natural sort of like movie director shot.
Natural movie director shot. Is that actually real? Just a second. Is that actually real?
Completely made that up.
Is a new a natural film director shot. It's a shot that says, "Hey, that's
come to me, it's you."
Sorry, Moraine, I interrupted you. Have you remembered the question? Is it gone now? Hey, Max.
Of course.
Hello?
Neat. So if you was to put yourself, seeing as we're talking about tech, which is quite cool, if you're going to put yourself 2 years ahead, so you're doing Commsverse in 2026, what do you think you'll be bringing?
So multiple versions of these. So again, you mentioned about what size rings.
I'll have 2 of them instead of 1.
3, 4. So yeah, today it's it's designed for that small, medium, and creeping into that large room with Microsoft classify it as a 10-meter room. Is it 7.5 meters? I think just over 7.5 meters is a large room space for Microsoft. So the whole idea would be then multiple Neat centers. But then just because you've got the hardware, it's what you do with it. So today it's either using the cameras from here or the cameras from the main front of room device. Obviously, the ultimate goal is then, as you like mentioned, Steve, if some person's looking at the screen and 3 are looking across the table, how do we mix all those video feeds as well? But not just that.
That will just get better, you think?
Yeah, exactly. It's just training the AI better and making it, just so seamless that people just go in, have a meeting, walk out again.
So, but what do you think gets to a point where we don't need to go in to have the meeting? We'll just be there?
Well, there's things like, we have, when you walk in, Microsoft are doing the face detection piece. Would it walk in? Hey, Steve, do you want me to start your meeting?
So you can send your kid to the meeting. I need to be in the meeting. If you go into the meeting. I do remember many years ago a Dilbert cartoon, for those of you that know Dilbert, the IT cartoonist. And he's sitting at home, and you can see he's on the screen, and Dilbert is sitting there. And then on the last screen, you got Dilbert saying, "We really must do this meeting again." At which point he has a hand puppet in his hand in front of the camera, and he's still unshaven and still in his dressing gown, taking this remote meeting with a hand puppet on. So I guess it will get different. Then you'll be able to wear a T-shirt. That's what the swag will be. It'll be a virtual T-shirt that you can wear on any MS Teams call.
Oh, I remember that. Was that 1 year ago or 2 years ago that a lot of these high-end companies like Nike and Adidas would jump on the whole Web3 thing for the AI and whatever that you can buy stuff for online to dress your avatar.
That was stupid. Even Max
he says he's really wearing a Nike T-shirt, but Neat insists that on their software it actually says it's a Neat T-shirt.
But you already have something like that, the Maybelline makeup effect.
That's right,
Marine has experience with it.
I mean, I won't go into a rat hole, but who said that was a good thing? And why did it go into a professional product?
It actually allowed Moraine to be his real self. Was it you guys? You did a video like that once?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just purely for demonstration purposes, wasn't it, Moraine?
Of course. Yes, of course.
Research purposes only.
Yes.
promotional video for a conference, but hey, it was fun.
Yeah. And I didn't have to spend an hour cleaning myself up afterwards, so that works.
It was just a case of click, click, gone.
Exactly, it's a time saving. So yeah, not a bad word about it. Yeah,
I get it. So, Graham, what do you actually do as a job for Neat? Do you design team rooms? Do you do solutions, or
No,
what do you do?
So I wear multiple different hats here at Zoom. My primary role is actually working with our alliance, i.e. Microsoft, working with the Microsoft engineering team out in Redmond and Vancouver, and making sure their product spec and our products talk together and pass that over to our R&D team in Oslo. So that's one element, is making sure we're compliant and we're doing the right things, and any new features coming in, we test and help the QA team. But then the second side of things is working with customers and, talking about Teams room solutions that might fit in their environment. And you get a free dog if it's too noisy with every product. So the end user customer facing role, and I attend a lot of trade shows and events. So I was recently at Enterprise Connect. I'll be at Infocom in June in Vegas, and ISC.
Somebody has to do it.
Yeah. And then I had to go to Seattle for a meeting. We had like our biannual engineering review at Microsoft, and then actually Microsoft are coming to Oslo in a few weeks as well. So I head over to the HQ, and I'll see them there as well. So a nice. Multi-faceted role, and also go into the hey, this isn't working. How do I fix the Intune issues with device enrollments and stuff? So that's all the day job. And then helping the support team write some articles and blogs and stuff and guides on there, and then keeping the whole global sales team up to date on even Max agrees and all things team. I mean, they could probably do the pitch better than me, the dogs now.
That's okay. So Commsverse is a nice, small and cuddly event then compared to some of the ones you go to.
Indeed, yeah, nice and close to home. But I still stay down there, networking, chatting with people, because I don't want to face the M25.
No, that kind of makes sense.
Right.
So I had a number of
How
questions.
many people do we have at Neat?
So globally, we're over the 300 people mark now around the world. Probably about a third of that is R&D development in Oslo, but also now branching out into other areas and regions, and even here in the UK, we have some developers. So yeah, mainly around Europe is where all the development team is, and then we have a London office just by Cannon Street, and then we have an Amsterdam office, and then a lot of people working remotely, and then sort of US headquarters is over in San Jose. And then for some reason, Chicago is one of our major centers, and we have a lot of people based in the Chicago area.
Nice. Why not?
I went there once and I had tornado warnings, and it was brilliant. While we're eating dinner,
It was your fault, was it? Oh, okay.
And my phone was going off saying tornado warning, get out. And we're like, yeah, what's going on
Here he goes. Ren has a story.
Was it Mexican food
No.
that you ate and then you had a tornado warning?
No, who was I with? I was actually with, and you might have seen him around on the various sites, Jimmy Vaughan from Microsoft, and a few other Microsoft colleagues. We were sitting there having dinner, and they're like, yeah, this is normal. And we're like, okay, carry on. I see the trees
had
blowing
the same thing in Miami a few months ago.
Yeah,
the same.
exactly.
So what is the largest Teams room that Neat has had to create?
So behind me there on my shoulders are what we call our Neat Bar Pro. So that's designed for that medium to large room. And again, we've actually just announced, it was last week, a partnership with Shure. So anyone knows Shure's products, their audio products?
Absolutely.
So again, going into those larger rooms where you need to have, good audio, good microphones with the ceiling tiles, or there's still people who like a button on the table to mute. They still have the sort of microphone pucks. Some people feel that, hey, it's closer to me and I can mute. I'm going to go to the console. So again, you could put 3 or 4 of those down a long table, have your ceiling speakers, and then use the Neat Bar for your video and all the video AI pieces. So again,
where is your biggest meeting room then, or are you not allowed to say?
Actually, we just did a public case study. Actually, it was released yesterday. Anyone heard of Lad Bible?
I just watched the video. Yes, we were just on the site doing that. Yes.
What do they call themselves? I think they call themselves like a video content company. That's all they produce is video content, and all their London office and global offices now are kitted out with Neat devices. So again, various different room sizes. Probably they were one of the most famous. I'll tell you a story here. One of the most famous deployments we have is one we weren't allowed to talk about. We had to sign like NDAs this thick that you'll never ever speak about where this device is going or devices. So we said, yes, okay, no problems. And it went to the partner installed it, and we thought nothing of it. Then a couple of months later, we see tweets from the United States president saying he's in this call. And then we have a Neat board, which is our all-in-one 65-inch device, doing meetings and video calls and presentations from the Oval Office. And then another follow-on funny story to that was the carpet was so thick in the Oval Office, we had to modify the casters on the trolley so it could glide better across their, 4-inch deep pile carpet.
Nice. That's cool.
Yes, to hide
so
the
it's free. It's good free advertising.
Yeah, no, that's good. And the smallest.
The smallest actually is one I made earlier. Is our Neat frame. So an all-in-one 15-inch device. Built-in camera, microphone speakers. It runs in several modes. So personal mode, so your Teams client on here, being able to see your chat, messages, OneDrive, and everything else. Pair it with your headset if you want a private conversation. And then hot desking. So again, you've got spaces around the office. You can go up, scan a QR code, and use that for your meetings that day. Or also virtual front desk. So again, a virtual kiosk, and have a dial into an auto attendant, call queue on Teams, press 1 to speak to HR, 2 for sales or who you're visiting. So a couple of different use cases there. So that's like the small little huddle space, which is quite cool.
Yes, I remember them being released in Barcelona. There were a lot of interest in them. My CEO will actually be able to use this now. It was easy enough for them to be able to do it. Anybody can do it. No, that's pretty cool. So you're actually going to cover the whole range.
I actually want one of those. Yeah, that would be useful to just have it next to me, so I could just be in the meeting while I'm still working on this one and do all kinds
what
of
I find is that mine's exactly that. Here's my main screen, my 24-inch screen, but to the right of it is my Neat frame. So when I do have calls on my Teams, I actually do this because then I'm context focused on the meeting rather than sorry, what was that? Yeah, trying to multitask. It does sort of give you that focus, and in those meetings that you have a one-to-one or one-to-many conversation with people. So it's absolutely phenomenal device. I would say that anyway.
So how many of these are going to be on display? Go on.
Ideal for home offices.
Correct.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I mean, it looks perfect to hang in my toilet when I'm taking one of my epic shits. I can actually be in a meeting.
Well, actually, it's got a tripod stand, so you can, we have a manufacturer for medical use or manufacturing. You can put it on the trolley up with a battery and wheel it around. So it's Wi-Fi.
Nice.
No, you can sit there and have a toilet roll holder, and you can put it to the top of it, so you can multi-purpose use. Brilliant. Sorry, Mark. Sorry, Mark. Commsverse TV censors. We had to go there in the end. It was all to do with the lad's Bible. It brought us down to that level of conversation. So that's cool. So you're going to be sharing all this stuff at Commsverse this year. So is there nice big toys to play with?
Yeah. So we'll have all devices there, and another one. We'll have our new generation bar, which is the next generation sort of small to medium room device. So that will be there as well. People will be able to see that. We launched that 2 weeks ago. So we launched it and shipped the same day, and also certified. So that was, a lot of work in the background to have it team certified on the day of launch as well, which is, a lot of people do announcements. Oh yeah, it'll be ready in 6 months. That's one of the things we did with the Neat Center. It was announced, but not quite ready yet. Whereas with our bar 2, we had it all certified, all stocked up in our global warehouses, ready to ship that day.
Nice.
That was neat.
Yeah.
Been waiting all the meeting to say that. That was the right moment.
As a youngish company, is our first, let's call it, replacement product or evolution product. And actually, what our designers said was, we tried to do the same but better. So the original bar is the #1 seller for us and still is. So how do we keep the same sort of package and ethos, but make it a little bit better? So again, improving the components inside, improving the camera lenses, etc., the mic pickups, and adding extra mics to block out background noise, etc. So it's not a complete forklift upgrade. It's minor tweaks to make the product even better.
No, that's often what you need, continual improvement. It can make the word go ahead. All right, well, we're going to bring this to a close, which is pity, but hey, it's been fun so far. So, Graham, I'm going to give you a few minutes to think why we say our goodbyes and come to you for the final word. What is the one question somebody should ask to get the best value out of their Commsverse visit to the Neat stand? All right, so what is the one question that they should ask? And while we're doing that, Moraine, say your goodbyes, my friend. Good call. Friday, got a good weekend planned?
There are many plans, but also a sick daughter. So we will see how many plans will actually come to fruition. But I will definitely be at Commsverse. I will definitely visit the Neat stand. Because I'm very interested in some of these things that you are building. I'm also curious to see if we can come up with a little secret passcode or secret passphrase so that we can get any of the special swag, but we'll see about that. And thank you for that. And see you again very soon.
Cool. Anuk.
Thank you for this lovely talk. And I hope that everyone sees this, are now interested in visiting them at Commsverse, and will visit us as well to have a talk with us.
Neat. All right. And Steve Dolby saying, by leaving the last sentence, the one question that you need to go and ask Graham when you see, are you going to be on the stand, by the way, Graham? I should say that.
Yes, I will be. Yeah, I'll be.
All right. So the one question you need to go and ask Graham at Commsverse this year is,
how do I try Neat devices in my workplace? How do I get out of them? We can tell you how.